setting up. Okay, so in a box model, you are going to see how to create a simple box. Okay, and what is padding, what is margin, and how to use a border style. Okay, so these are the styles we are going to see in a box model. Okay, so first here we are creating a div. Inside a div, we are making some paragraph tag. Okay, and here in a parent div, I'm creating a class name as a box1. So now we are going to create a background color. With height. Okay, so this is a simple box model. Here we are creating a class name and we are using simple background color and making a width and height. We are creating one box here. Okay, so here see in outer layer. Okay, in outer layer means how to make it. Okay, we can call a body tag itself. So here we are using a width and height, right? So without a width and height, see the box is showing like this. Okay. So what is the difference between padding and margin means? Padding means inside a section. Inside a section means inside the div section, it will take some spacing. Okay. So if you are using a margin means outside of the div. Outside of the div means see outside of the section, it will take a spacing here. So now we are going to use the inner space. Inner space means we have to call the padding here. Okay. So this is the parent class name. Inside a parent class name, just call the padding and make it as a 30 pixel. Now see, inside a box, it will take the 30 pixel. Okay. Now see, the outer section, there is a no spacing here. Okay. So you want to make more spacing in outer section means you have to call the margin tape. Margin, same 30 pixel.
What if
Now see,
you have put in the padding in the class box one, right? So what if I use it outside, then it will be impacted or it will not?
what is your asking? By using a padding?
Yeah, so on the 16th line, okay, you have mentioned padding 16 pixel. Can you remove that, okay, and write it on the 19th line and make the 19th line to the 20th? I mean, outside the bracket, curly braces, padding.
Here. Here you are asking, right?
Yeah.
If you are without calling a class name, without calling an ID name, how the style will support. So if you are using a tag name also, you have to call at least the tag name or you have to call the class name here. Okay. Without a class name, you want to specify the padding, directly you can call the div also here. You can use a div and inside a div, make a padding.
Okay, so if we want to call it by that name, then we have to use either by calling by that class, or we have to mention div, and that we can put it inside and we can call it, right?
Yes, yes. Suppose if you're calling a tag name, directly we are calling a tag name as a div. Again, you're having another div and making some other content here. Means, see, here we are writing some other text message. Okay. So the second text message also the div background color and padding will affect. See, here I'm giving a background color. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just commanding this. Now see, the both the div it will support. Why? Because here also the div is there and here also the div is there. So in that case, you can use a class name and just call the class name here. Inside a class name, if you're passing any other particular style means it will appearing only for this section. It will not take for this section.
So if we mention anything in the div, so it will apply to all the div. Is that so?
Yes, yes, it will apply it in all the div. If you are
Okay.
making more than 100 in section by using a div means all the div it will take in a background color as a red and padding as a 30 pixel. Okay, so that is why we are using the ID of class. Okay,
Okay.
now here we are creating an ID and making a box too. Okay, so ID means we have to call the as symbol. By using as symbol, just use the make the same background color, blue, and same padding, 30 pixels. Now see, only the style it will taken for this section only. Okay, so now tell what is the difference between class and ID?
Class can be shared by many elements, but the ID is unique to each and every element. It cannot be shared by more than one element.
Hmm.
It's a unique.
Oh. So now you can able to understand what is the difference between padding and margin. Let's remove this. Okay. Now see the margin is there. Margin means it will take an outer space. Okay. Now if I use a padding means it will take a inner space. So that is the difference between margin and padding. So here we are using a 30 pixel. Here we are using a 40 pixel. Okay. So the 30 pixel, 40 pixel means it will take an equal space between all the sides of the box. Okay, in case you want to make a more spacing in outer section, here itself you can see in this side you want to make a more spacing or in a top section you want to make a more spacing. Means we have to call the four values here. Okay, if you are using a single value means the single value it will take an equal value for all the sides. Okay, so in that case you can call the four size of the value. Four size of the value means 10 pixel or you can use the 30 pixel also too. See, this is for a top. The first one is taking a top, and second one, if I increase the value, see, if I increase the sounding, which side it's taking.
Right side.
Here I'm increasing a reading. So to see the different, child. Okay. Now we can try. Same, I'm using a padding. See here the full showing. See the first value is top, second value is right, and third one is bottom. See if I am increasing a 10 into 16. Now see bottom is in this section it will take some spacing here. Now see. Okay. And the final one is left. So left segments. Here it will take some spacing here. Okay. Same thing for a margin also. So here I'm using a margin. Okay, so if you're calling a single value means if you're using a 30 pixel means it will take an equal size for all the sides. Okay. So if you are using a 4 values means same thing. Top, right, bottom and left. Okay. So in the bottom side you want to increase, you want to make some more spacing here means here increase the value. See? Okay, so this is the difference between padding and margin. Padding means inner space, margin means outer space. Any doubt in this? You can able to understand how I'm using the padding and margin here.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can we use individually the margin properties and the padding properties? Which means padding top, padding right, padding left.
You can able to call. So if you want to specify it like this, means just click margin top 30 pixels. Okay, so without this value, you can call like this also. See here I'm increasing it to 80 pixels. Same thing for a padding also, we're having an option. Okay, so you can directly call the margin and by using a specific this value also it will increase the spacing here. Or else you want to directly call the top section also, directly call the margin top or padding top. So it will take in the specific value for this section only. So here itself we can use a border also. Border means you have to call this. Here you have to call the values. Okay. Okay, so here if you are increasing the value, it will increase, it will reduce the width also here. So we have a many types of border. Okay, solid means you can able to see. Here itself we can use. So this is a one model. Okay, and you're having a see. So this is a one type of border, or you want to use a dotted also we having. So this is one type of border, and you're having a double line. How we are using in our table border to so like that you can use a double line also. It will give like a double line here. Okay, so this is a one way. Yes, this is also one way. So it will given like a 3D shape. Okay. So which color you're specifying here? Okay, the dark color it will take an outer layer and the light color it will take an inner layer. Okay, like a 3D shape here. Okay, same thing for a ridge also.
No, but here groovy it is How it is coming as an inner color? This rigid is what?
Here you can able to see. In
Yeah.
outer section, you can able to see some dark shadow it will come, like a blue color only. Okay. So two things we have. One is ruby and another one is red. Same thing. See here, which color you are specifying here, that color it will come in an outer section and the shadow it will come in an inner section.
Okay.
Okay, so but both the things will like a 3D shape border only. And it said, see here, this is also like a 3D shape only. See here, some shadow like a dark blue color it will come, and which color you are specifying here, that light color it will come. This is and all border types. Okay, and then we are having an outset also. Outset means see, and outer layer, the color it will come, the shadow it will taken in the inner side. Okay, so in a browser itself, it will give some default like a gray color border thing. So you don't want any border means directly you can specify the none property also. If you are using an none, there is a no border, it will come here. Only the background color it will come. Okay, so these are the border types we have. This. So inside we are having text, right? So this text, we want to make some background color and the margin and the outer also it has to come some spacing here and inner also it has to come some spacing means how to make a color for the text colors here. So here we are creating a paragraph tab, okay, but there is a no spacing in the sides or. So we want to make some background color and we have to use the padding and margin as well as we have to use the border also. So how to make the styling for this particular section?
By calling the paragraph class inside the style element,
Yeah, which place here? Okay.
yeah, by calling this, yeah, here we can use the text.
Hmm. Now,
Yeah, by calling this class inside the style element.
Uh, can you put
So
that
here we
whole
can,
text of simple box model in between, like align in alignment in left, right, or between, so we can write it, center.
which side?
here we can use the text decoration property to uh, um, to style those elements, or we can change the color of those paragraph element here.
So here you can able to see we want to make some spacing in outer section as well as we are going to make some spacing in inner section. Okay, so here we are creating a class Now, what are the style we are going to add here? So here we have to make some common spacing or around the sections here. Okay, so here we are making a simple box model here, right? So, but here there is a no spacing here. So we want to write some background color and we want to make some padding and margin there. So how to make the styling here and how to make a equal paddings to the text. Okay, so here I'm making the background color as a so now see how to make an inner space here.
Using the padding property. Yeah.
So now see in outer section, okay. So the orange box it has to come in a center position of the yellow color box. Okay, so for that we have to use a margin there.
No,
Which for the margin,
you can also put it in the section, right? That margin is in between or center, like text property. Instead of that, remove padding.
no, you are saying the text it has to come in a center position, right?
Correct.
But the whole section has to come in a center position, not only the text. The whole orange color box it has to come in a center position. So
Okay.
directly, if you want to make a text in a center position, means we having an option as a text align center. Okay, so that
Hmm.
and all I will tell. But here we are going to make a how we are making a yellow color in a center position. See, in a red color, the parent is in red color and the child is in yellow color. But the child yellow color, how the yellow is coming in the center position of the red color.
Hmm.
Which
Hmm.
one we are? Same how the yellow color is coming. Same like the orange, it has to come in a center position in
Okay.
this place.
Okay.
For that, which one we have to call here? For inner space, we are using a padding. So padding means it will take an inner space here. For outer space means which one we have to call?
Margin.
Uh, we need to call margin.
Parent is how to call the values.
Top, we need to call the top, bottom, right, and left values in the pixel, the margin property.
So here itself you can use a border as a okay. See, here also you having one more option as a box shadow. You just call the four values here, not the four values. We have to call the
No,
yes. See,
but this simple box model, the orange one, it's still not in the center, right? If you see, the orange one and the yellow one, it's in the center. Okay, but when you see,
Yeah, say we have to push in a top section, right? So in the top section, means the first value is the top section. So here, if you are making a 40 pixel,
hmm,
now see it will come in a center position.
okay, but do you think, see the orange one and the yellow one, if you remove it, okay, the orange one and the yellow one, it's look like, the all four corners are aligned in a proper way. But when we see the yellow one and the orange one, it's not the same. So are we taking the outer this and comparing with the inner one, or how it is?
The same thing only how we are using this section, the same thing only we are using this section also. Okay,
Mm.
we didn't comparing anything. Okay, what are the styles we are calling here? Okay, background color,
Because
padding.
because if you see that the orange one is taking, upper one is 30, the left is believe 20, and down it's taking 40 again, then again 20, so it's not in the center, correct?
So for that, mm, so now the bottom section is not coming properly, right?
Yeah, from upside I believe we need to push the orange one bit down. Yeah, and from the upside as well.
So the box it will support. Okay, here we are making a where is the padding? Here we are making a margin as a 30 pixels. Same thing we can give here also. Padding we can give a okay. Padding also we can give a same thing. Now see why the space is taking here means here you can see the text message is taking up to the div. Okay, why the padding is not supporting?
No, still the orange one is not in the center. Yeah. Can you push this bit down, the orange box bit down?
So downwards we have to make it in a now it's coming. Okay, so we have to make the adjustment with the sides. Okay, so you want to
Mm.
make it in a top or center side means you have to adjust with the top, or you want to make it in a left side means you have to call the bottom side, left side values. Okay, if you increase the value only, the box it will support in the center of the position. Okay, or else without a padding and margin we have to give for spacing thing we have to give the padding and margin. So you want to increase the box also, you can able to call the width and height also it will support. Yeah. Directly call the width as a 100%. This one also it will support. Here you can call the height as a okay, so it increasing and a width and height, you can directly call the this style also it will support. Okay, so without it width and height, you want to specify it in a center position, so you have to call the each values. So directly if you're calling a margin and directly if you're calling a padding means it will support. Some in case in left side and bottom side, if it is taking a more spacing, we have to adjust with the top and left side. Okay, from the value only you can have to adjust in the center position. Can able to understand how it's working. Now see, like this shadow also you can able to give. Okay, so for shadow you have to call the three sides of the values only. Same thing for a border radius. See, in a sharp edge, you can able to see four sides of the corner is showing in a sharp edge. So you want to reduce the sharp thickness, directly call the border radius. You can able to see. Okay, so this is for the equal sizing only. Top, right, bottom, and left. Okay. Or you want to make it in a single value means directly call the 50 pixels. Like this also you can able to use. This is also another way of styling. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Other?
It's clear.
It's clear.
Okay. Now see, here we are using the directly we are calling the naming color. Okay, so like a red color, black. First we have to see. One second. So we are having the four types of color. Okay, so the one is name color, and another one is max color, RGB color, HSL color. So for ash color, we have to use the ash symbol. RGB and HSL like a RGB means red, green, and blue color. It will mixing the color together. HSL means it will give like a percentage color. Okay, same thing only. Okay, first we can create a layout first. So for year C, we are going to make a common background color, common padding, common margin. Okay. So for that, here itself just create a class name, child one. Okay. Now just call the class name here. So now we are going to try with the different type of colors. Okay. So for that, here again create another class name. So, so this is a naming color. Okay, directly if you are specifying the name, that is said to be a naming color. So ash color means see here, background color. So this is a hash. See, this is the RGB color. RGB color means it will mixing the color together. HSL color. HSL color, it will given like a percentage wise color. Okay, so there is a no difference between these colors. Naming color means exact the color, which color you are specifying here. Directly, that color it will taken here. Okay, so if you are giving an ash color or RGB color or HSL color means it will mixing the color and it will give. Okay, so RGB color and HSL color it's like a percentage wise only. So here if I increasing the percentage means the color will change. See? Okay, so this color is coming from the your VS Code itself. VS Code is giving an option to choose colors. Okay. So sometimes real-time projects are okay. First, we have to create a documentation. Okay. So in real-time project, you're going to do the project means first we have to create some documentation. Okay, and in the documentation, the client will give what are the colors they want. Okay, so we have to take the exact color what the client is asking. Okay, so we have to take the exact color and then only we are going to start the website itself. Sometimes the client giving some images. Okay, so if they given an image, from the image I want to choose some other color means here we cannot able to find the exact color what they are asking. Okay, so in that case, we are having a separate website for that. So here itself, see, this is a website. Okay. So from here also you can able to choose, you can able to upload the image. Okay. So from the image also you can able to choose the color. What are the things you want? Okay. Or else you want to choose it from, see here itself we are having an option. So if I select anything, see, hash color is coming. See, you are having a more options also. See. Okay. So from here also just copy the code and here where it's here only. just paste the code. Automatically the style will take. See, this is also another way. Okay, so totally we having a four colors. So one is naming color, hash color, RGB color, and HSL color. Okay, so you want to choose it from the VS Code also, you can able to choose, or else you want to take the color from the, any other images. In that case, you have to go to the color picker website. Okay, here you having an option to choose the color from the images also. Okay, from the image also you can able to choose the color, and here already they given a code. So you have to copy the code and you have to paste it in the yes. Okay, so this is also another way. So here we are going to make a common padding common margin for all the box sizes. Okay, so instead of creating a padding here and here also we are going to use the same padding and same value only. Okay, so in that case you can create a class name here. Okay, just call the class name and make a common style for this. Okay, so in a real-time project solve, we have to do like this only. Okay, so if you want to make, you're having more than 10 div section. In a 10 div section, you're going to make a common style like a font size and background padding, margin, or some other text font size. Means directly create a class name here. Just call the class name and make a common style here. Okay. Inside a class itself, you can able to create another class name also. Okay, or else you want to create an ID also. Here you can create an ID and just create an ID name by using an hash symbol also. You can able to make like this color. Okay, so the way of calling only you have to first you have to learn what is the difference between ID and class, and which place we can able to call the class and which place we can able to use an ID. First you have to learn the things. Okay. Same thing for a background color also. So not only background color, directly you can call the colors also. So in a color also you're having a naming color, ash color, RGB color, or HSL color. Okay, so if you're calling a naming color also, it will take on the same thing only. Okay, here itself you can try. Just I'm calling the hmm, here also we can make this is what RGB color. See, you cannot able to find the difference. Okay. So the naming color means it will take the exact color what we have given here. But the HSL color and RGB color and ash color all it will take in like the same thing only. Okay. So like a percentage wise one it will take different. Any doubt in this? No. So here see in this section we are going to make a see background color we are just calling a color box and we are making some background color padding margin everything here. Okay, so inside this color box we are creating a div and inside the div I'm going to pass one image. So that image it has to make it has to come in a center position. How we are making the center position here? The same thing the image also, it has to come in a center position. Means how we can able to use the image. First, how to call the image here.
We have to get the
Using the
class.
image element.
Hmm. But it's not coming in a center position. So the image it has to come in a proper center position.
Can we use the width and height attribute to modify the size of the image to give it in the center position?
We can try. Why the width and height is not supporting? So this is a parent div. Inside a parent div, we are creating a one file div as a section 5. And inside the section 5 only, we are using an image, we are calling an image here. Okay, for that image, we are going to make a proper width and heightness. Here, directly we are calling a child class name and making a width and heightness, why the width and height is not supporting here. So inside this section only we are having an IMG tag, right? So for that you have to call the class name and then you have to call the image tag name also. Okay. So or else without the class name you want to call the image name is that we can call the IMG tag and making a width and height also will support. In case you are having another IMG tag also, in that IMG tag you want to make a you want to increase a width and height means if you are using a width and height here means it will take an both the size for this section as well as it will take an width and height for the second section also. Okay, so for that you have the two options. The one is you can create a parent class name for the IMG tag. This is the parent class name. So you just call the parent class name and by using IMG tag you can able to increase the width and height. This is the one option. Or else inside an IMG tag itself just create a class. Okay, and you can directly call this class name also. It will support. Okay. So here we are using IMG tag inside a class name only. Okay. So without this IMG tag, okay, from the class name itself, from the side itself, you can having one more option to increase the. You can able to call the image tag here. Okay, see here, directly call the background image URL. Background size, cover, background repetition, no repeat, background position, center. Why the image is not coming? See, now see. Okay, so without the IMG tag here, if you're creating a IMG tag and making a width and height means we have to adjust with all the sides. But here inside a style itself, directly you can call the image tag. Okay, by using a background size, it will take the whole image bit. Repetition means if you are calling a tag name and making the image means sometimes it will take on a single image. Okay, so in sometimes your image it will take on a many times. So to avoid the repetition, you can call the background repetition or repeat and position as a center with an height also it will serve.
What
Okay,
if we have a three different image and we need to showcase that? So how we can do that? Image sprint, something like that.
here itself you having a three image. So you have to call each div section and inside each div section you can able to use like this.
So is there anything called as an image splits something?
No, you want to you having a different image. Okay, you want to make
Mm-hmm.
it in a three images in one section. Means you having a two options. The one is you can call a separate div section. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and by using a flex or grid, we are going to make alignment of the images. That is the one option. Okay, the second
Like
option.
if there are multiple image and I want to put that into a single image, so how we can do that? Like many a times it happens, like the web page with an multiple image may take a long time to load and generate the multiple server requests, right? So how we can do that to reduce the server request and to save the bandwidth?
For that, you having a multiple image for server request means you having one more option as a directly you can call the class and directly you can able to fetch the images here. In case
Mm.
if your server getting a load also, which images you are calling or directly, that image only it will see in the web page. Okay.
No, I didn't get it.
Multiple, no, multiple image means you are
Yeah,
saying
like we do have a multiple image. Okay, and we need to put all those collection of image into a single image. So how we can do that?
so in that case, we have to call the grid or flux only. So by using a grid or flux, we can able to make a multiple images into a single images. But when the images is coming to the browser by its means, if the browser is not supporting to your particular section, means in that case, it will take a default image as a which image you're calling inside the section. Okay.
No, I didn't get it. Can you search for something? I don't know if I'm not wrong. Can you search for CSS image sprints? Google.
So you can search it and take a screenshot and send it in our group. So I want to know which type of alignment you are asking. Okay, so if you are making a group of an image together and making in an alignment twice, means we have an option as a flux or grid. But grouping and images and making in a single pic means you have to take a screenshot and send it in a file.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. I just searched. Okay, just a second. Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, in W3, can you just open tab Google Chrome W3 School? There is a CSS image. Yeah.
What are the alignments you want? You can able to make a pin and image together by using an horizontal wise or vertical wise also. You can able to make it in the flex. So after coming to the topic, you can able to understand.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So for now, we can just stop the topics till the background images. Okay. In the background image itself, we are having a more styling thing. We have a linear, radial, animation things at all. So we can say tomorrow. Any doubt on this? Others?
No, ma'am.
Oh, ma'am.
Okay, guys, then we can wind up. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.